Welcome back to Tuesdays with Puddnhead and Zot. Because Zot is here with me again. How you doing, Zot?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Puddin.
We got this game here. What are we seeing?
Looks like Nav Master in the upper left playing the Elementalist versus Billy Bad Aim down here in the lower right playing the Orc Warlord. I have faced this book in real life. I know what
The
to
Warlord
expect out
book,
of it.
right?
Yeah, the Warlord book. He comes over on Mondays and we play IRL fairly often on Monday nights. And I have faced this book several times, so I know several of the things in it and what its general um, tactics are for um, kind of generics. So I know the creature base that is going to come out. Um, and I know that he has a good experience with this against some of my casual books, and I face him with different strategies with those various books. So um, facing a elementalist will be new to him more than likely. And I'm going to guess he'll opt to be a little conservative until he gets a feel for what Nabmaster might be doing. And I expect that he'll react reasonably well. We're going to see a barracks and garrison post, and I'm not going to spoil the fun of what he's going to do, but I would expect him to spawn the garrison post or the barracks and build up creatures. Um,
All right. Well, let's see if that's what happens here. Looks like Nabmaster will be going first. It's the Elementalist. Oftentimes we'll see an amulet. And um,
it's almost always the exact first card in their prep, and of course he brings out the Pandemonium in the middle
yep,
of the board to get the 4 discount on casting elementals and sprites and things of that nature.
yep, yep. Just to remind everybody, if you choose to use the Pandemonium as for its discount, you have to have the creature show up there. Which is great when it's forward, but not so great when it's back. So, all right, you do see a barracks here, but we're seeing tempered folds instead of a garrison post. I don't know if that's a
Mm,
good plan. I mean, armor is good, but
it is.
you're breaking
Using
your
for
mana
channeling.
here. I
Yep.
think I would have liked to see. I mean, I don't know how much experience the manly one has with elementalists, but oftentimes you need to get up here and put pressure on that Pandemonium right away. So if he had moved and then done Barracks Garrison Post or something like that, that might have put more pressure on him.
Yeah. Because he lost a bit of channeling if he's going to cast a garrison post in the future. Because
Yeah,
it always
because those folds are going to do nothing for him this turn, right?
correct.
It could be that he was worried about putting a garrison post out and then getting it immediately fire streamed or something.
Yeah, perhaps because it is fire susceptible, I believe. Oh, we can
Well,
check and see.
let's
What's it
find
say?
out. Yep, flame +2.
Let's see. Yep, and that's a valid concern. And he does have the folds, which is a good choice against the elementalist with all the variable effects that he can do on the various attack spells or other.
Yep.
Some of his elementals might have status effects, so the folds is a really good choice there. And the discount ring. There you go. Move that crap out of your prep area. Higher would be better. Okay,
And we
but
see a
at least
Steam
it's out of his
Elemental
prep
coming
area.
out with a 4 mana discount there.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a problem to deal with because it's incorporeal, and the warlord doesn't have a lot of necessarily in-school corporeal or ethereal things he can do about it.
Yep. See leather coming out for the Elementalist. That's pretty standard also.
Mm-hmm.
Getting
Conserving
your
mana.
getting your cheap armor on while you pump out your more expensive creatures.
Mm-hmm. Now I know what this creature will be, but um, see, the elementalist has 19 mana, which is quite a bit. So I would think that for the next several rounds, he would spawn elementals as fast as he can, so he can put pressure on the warlord.
Yep. Yep.
And we discussed these steam elementals are pretty strong creatures for their mana cost.
Yeah, they're very efficient. And they're
Mm-hmm.
even more efficient with that Pandemonium there.
Yeah,
So
they're like dirt cheap. So,
so the Pandemonium pays for itself within 3 creatures.
Mhm.
And then it can bring a creature back too. So really, and if you have the amulet, because you probably will,
Mhm.
Pandemonium will give you 2. It really only costs you 10, right? And then 2 creatures makes it so that you only spent 2 mana on it, and you got to place them forward. And then if you reanimate a creature with it, it's it's very efficient. So the Pandemonium um, dying early
Yeah.
is a
Well, at
good
least it
thing.
doesn't give you free rock golems forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That
The
was
Furno's probably going a little bit of a whimper there.
yeah,
Okay.
that was not a great thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
it's
didn't think it
fixed
was,
now.
but it's fixed. Yep. And the Pandemonium being or schools all the way through, the Elementalist gets to choose which of his glyphs gets flipped.
Right. Which is nice. Although
It is
early
nice.
on it
Yeah.
allows you to pivot, it allows you to set up for whatever particular strategy you're going to use.
Yep.
I definitely have elementalists that lean heavily on the fire, and I have them that lean heavily on the air. But if you need a supplemental glyph of some kind, like some armor or healing in the upkeep, it's nice to be able to turn those when you need to. So we're learning about Octagon here.
Mhm. And here he comes, Torgo. Very solid troll.
There's the big man
He,
himself.
yeah, he is not flame plus, and he has an armor, and he deals 5 dice. Just a solid creature.
And he's
And
tough
the
minds
signet
too.
ring, giving him a discount. Um,
Yep. We got Stormfront Elemental coming out for the Elementalist. Always a solid choice.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's gonna have his um, Stormfront be a range attacker, while his little frontline army people with the Steam Elementals come down and wreak havoc. So I would expect him to get 4 of those out as quickly as possible.
All right, we see the
Uh,
Zone Enchant for
nice.
Warlord. The Steam Elemental comes in. No trap.
Nope.
That would be pretty funny though. All right, we got to dig in on Turgo, giving him 1 armor and a fortified position, giving him 2 more armor. So he's got 4
I mean,
armor against this attack.
I do have to say that was an excellent plan on Billy's part, where he put out a lot of armor for his guy expecting to be attacked, and combined with his regen, very strong move.
Yeah, that's a tough nut to crack.
It is.
It's to the point where you're starting to think I might have to go after this Warlord and not his creatures.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, it'd be nice if the Elementalist had another path that didn't require like the first turn amulet, I'm sorry, first action amulet. But it's
I
just too
mean,
good.
it doesn't require it, but unfortunately, the card is in the wild. It's there, and it's
Yep,
an Academy card, and
yep,
yeah,
what it is. Yep. I don't getting 2 mana from it is it's very similar to a Death Ring, but obviously Death Ring is a little bit more difficult to use because it requires 2 full actions, whereas this really requires.
yeah. This requires you to use an elemental spell every turn, in order to get the 2 mana and not use that glyph for something else.
Yeah,
So
somehow I don't think the Elementalist is going to have a problem with that.
no, well, I've noticed that if you're planning to play things that will, like these leathers, they don't turn any glyphs. A bear strength doesn't turn glyphs. A Hawkeye doesn't turn glyphs, and you
Right?
have to space those things out if you want a fully efficient amulet, right? Now,
Oh,
it's not
nice.
impossible. We got to see a lightning strike on Torgo to get him to hit this steam elemental. That should do some
Mm-hmm.
serious damage.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good play. Steam Elemental is a really strong card. Has no upkeep, and that makes it
Yeah.
even more solid compared to the other elementals.
Looks like we're getting 3 damage and a stun off of this lightning strike.
That's pretty awesome. And no,
Yeah.
it's 4 damage.
Oh no, it's 4 because it's ethereal. Uh huh. There you go.
Indeed. Nicely done. That's interesting.
And then
Keeps
he's gonna
the
attack
Steam Elemental
again.
from doing any mischief. Yep, with his main action. Nice.
We only get 2 damage. Not quite
Uh,
dead yet.
yep. Not dead yet.
He's asking if the warlord can help him out here.
I think he helped him out with the strike turn. So
Yeah, but you could. I mean, 4 dice to get a 1
actually,
to get that guy off the
5 dice.
field.
4 dice. Yeah, it is. No, yeah, it's 4 dice.
Yeah, especially after you take nothing from that Stormfront elemental. I would go in there and whack it
Yep, I would think so too.
because you get the 2 armor also.
Yeah, because if he wants to sacrifice his pandemonium to save that, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Well,
because then
that's
he wouldn't be
interesting.
using it again.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about
Interesting.
that.
Yeah. I
I
think I'd
don't
have
know about
killed the
that.
steam elemental. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go in there and punch the steam elemental, give it a shot at least,
But we'll see what he
because
has on that. And
well,
as
yeah,
expected, more elementals.
yep. So that would have been only 1 in the field and no transfer of damage if he had
Right.
come in here and punched this guy. And the Mage Wand is on the off initiative. Like he's got the Mage Wand now, but it's Nabmaster's turn. So if Nabmaster wanted to come down here and ice that Mage Wand this turn, he could, probably before he even uses it. And that's epic now. And it costs him 6
Mm-hmm.
spellbook points. So that's definitely something you want to get rid of. Now you're far enough
Plus the
away
thing
that
he's
it's
got
not going to
attached
happen
to
in
it.
the quick cast, but still. Yeah. And if he had punched this elemental, right, he could have potentially gotten him to sack the pandemonium
Yep. I
or
don't
just
think he would
lose the
have.
elemental.
I think he would have let it go. Let the elemental go. But he'd be in there with his fortified position as well.
Yep. Yep. And he'd have 5 more mana, so he might be able to do something bigger this turn.
Yep.
Or just pop the mage wand on this turn and use it, depending on what's on there, so that you
Yep.
get at least 1 use out of it.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Interesting
That
though.
that is an undefended mage wand right there.
Yep. Yeah, but he's 3 zones away, so he's not too concerned about it right off.
Yeah, but he wants to close distance
Oh,
at some
what's
point.
he saying about Zot there in the thing? Yep, there you go. He's got it in the chat even.
And playing with Zot on Mondays. Still a
Yep.
work in progress.
Yep.
I
Yeah, we've had some
mean,
really good games.
isn't everyone and every book still a work in progress?
Yeah, pretty much.
Look
And
at
we
a
see
bridge
yet a
troll.
bridge. This does not surprise
I'm
me.
sensing a theme here.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, if one troll is good, well, more must be better. So
I have a warlord that just it doesn't even use the barracks. right? It's just signet ring and then troll, and then armor and then troll, and then armor and then troll. Just, all right.
Yep.
Now that you've
And
got 4 trolls on the board, I'm gonna put all the stuff down and just come in and
try
beat
to
you.
get a stagger off. Try to bring the attack, the battle outside of his fortified position.
Yep, that's a good choice because as long as you stay in that fortified position, you're not
Yep.
doing much.
Everything's
And the game is really about killing the mage, so that's 3 damage on the mage. It's worth it.
maybe he can off it here. It does 2 damage. Nice.
Did he attack?
He did. He just attacked it.
He could have done
No,
that
he's low on
last turn.
mana.
If
He's
he had
low
done
on
that
mana.
last turn,
It might have been dead.
that guy would have been dead, and he'd be able to mage one this turn and then use it next turn.
And now his Torgo's got to come over here to help out.
Yeah, that's all right. Torgo can help. He's got 2 armor and regen 2. He's not going
Oh
to die
yeah.
real quick.
No, I think he'd come over here and try to put the finishing touch on that first elemental. Uh-oh.
There's a
Now he's
double
going to be
move.
worried. And here it comes. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Mage Wand.
Yep. He didn't want to see it in action. I'm going to guess there's a strike card on it. And bang.
No, he didn't dissolve right away. Interesting. I guess he was going to figure out what he's going to use.
I guess. I don't know. He's got 11 mana, so.
All right. Well, Torgo aces that Steam
Yep.
Elemental, and he
Oh,
does
he
sacrifice the
sacrifices it.
Pandemonium.
Interesting. He must think he can make do with what he's got here. Huh.
Well, there are no ranged attacks in uh, the Manly's army. He's going to get rid of
He
the
doesn't like the
faults
faults.
instead.
Yeah. He wants to get stuns on him.
I
Stuns and
guess.
dazes. Yep. He must not be terribly concerned about that mage.
No. Damage, but no conditions. We got 7 damage on the Warlord. That's not nothing, but it's not going to win the game yet.
Right.
Steam Elemental comes back. The end of the round because it's a
Interesting.
reanimate feature.
Right.
And then channeling happens. And a regrowth is revealed on the Warlord.
Interesting. Okay.
So
He's doing fairly well here.
he
He's
should be
holding
at
his own.
5 damage. Yep, there we go. Storm
That
Element.
Storm Elemental is going to be a problem. But now he's going to be
Yeah.
facing down multiples of these Steam Elementals. And of
Well,
course, Nab moving closer to where maybe he fireballs the barracks or deals with that in some way. Hard to say.
yeah, I don't
But
know.
he might be bringing out another Steam Elemental too. That's 16 mana. Yeah, I'm going to guess he'll bring out another Steam Elemental and do something about that.
Yeah,
And
it's
meanwhile,
definitely how you overwhelm somebody that can't get the dice down. Like, he's got a lot of dice,
yep,
but if he has to use 10 dice to kill a 7 health creature there,
is
or if he
what
has
it
to
is,
use
right?
14
Yeah.
dice,
Right. I'm
and
going to guess that there's a strike on that card. Use it in the quick cast. He has the initiative here, so
yeah,
I'm going to guess it's a strike card. I'm going to
yeah, that would be
guess
good.
another lightning strike or the other one that's ethereal, which would be holy strike. And
He's
really
gonna
hammer that.
dissolve the amulet instead. Okay, hey,
Bad dude. Dang it. All right. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to drag cards to your discard pile. You can
he
and
moved and guarded.
into
Okay,
delete. Really? How much mana has he got left?
1.
Oh, that's why.
What did he do this turn?
The regrowth.
Oh yeah, that's right. Regrowth and dissolve. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna stay. Oh, that's well, I would
Rust.
expect it to be a rust, but oh,
He
he
didn't.
doesn't have any armor on.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
he has the
probably not.
fortified position though. He has the fortified
Yeah, I
position,
guess that's yeah.
so maybe it is rust.
He's gonna try to work his way through. and focus the mage down. Be my guess.
Well, that's what that formation is for. He just doesn't have
What
mana
is
to
it?
use it.
Right.
All right, he got
Nab,
one.
if it's a rust, Nab was expecting him to move into that zone. So,
I mean, it is the right zone to be in. If you're gonna,
you,
if you gotta make your stand somewhere, you want to stand in a fortified position.
and you note positionally, Nab moved over to cast that enchantment, which he didn't have to do. So he's
That's true.
preparing for possibly a dissolve at the beginning of next round.
It's a rust. It is a rust. So he's gonna shoot and get a daze and 5
4 damage,
damage.
9 damage.
Yep.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. That's almost 1/3 of your health now.
Here, take that.
There you go. That's 6 damage. -3, of course, because 3 armor.
Is it the Elementalist 3 or 1 armor, or 2 or 1?
3 armor, because this gives
So that's
+1.
1 armor 1. Okay, armor 1. I couldn't remember if it was armor 2. All right.
I think it used to be armor 2, and then we realized that was way too powerful. All right, no damage, but a stagger goes down on the bridge troll. It's gonna.
And the manly is up to 14 damage. And there goes the mage one.
No, it was a
It was a dispel
dispel
on the. Oh,
on the
sorry. It was a
regrowth.
dispel on regrowth. Yeah. Okay. So he's at 14 damage, and yeah, we're rapidly losing here. Yep. And the Elementalist is capable of significant burst damage.
Right. And it looks like he's got a fire glyph active, which could do some serious damage. If he felt he was in danger, he could use the earth and water glyph to give him a little boost this round. But the 3 armor seems to be doing okay.
Yep. Note that if he'd have killed that first elemental on the turn he cast the mage, then Nab would have had to make an opportunity cost to sacrifice it at that point, and that other steam elemental on the board would have cost 10 mana instead of 6.
Yeah, well, he's at 14 mana right now, so.
Right, but some of the activities he did in between there, that delta may have made a difference.
Yeah.
And that elemental would have been in his zone as opposed to where.
That's true. This elemental has been making trouble.
Yep. While the warlord is dealing with these steam elementals, the Stormfront and the Elementalist are working over the warlord. So
Yep.
I think the Elementalist is just going to continue to snowball here. Even though Manly's got a really good book here and has played it pretty well in general, he just is not. He just hasn't faced an Elementalist or this kind of style much, I think. So as a result, this is a good learning experience for him.
How many rounds has it been? 2, 3, 4 rounds or something like that. You know what? I can do this actually. Make it even bigger.
Yay.
I'm
I like his
wondering
trolls.
if a
They're really
ballista
good.
would work in this situation or not.
I'm sure that's something you'd like to get into play, certainly. But you have to move to do it.
I guess he's opted for strike cards instead of a ballista. So
And he wants armor back, so that's a
yeah,
quick way to
so
get
he's
2 armor.
got 2 armor. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dispel, dispel.
And you're back to 0. And here comes the lots of dice.
Oh, and he's gonna fire glyph this.
5 dice.
Yeah, that's 5 damage.
Yep. Yep. That would have been better as a guard.
Oh, 1 damage. Ouch, man.
Would have been better as a guard.
Yep. He could pay 2 mana to guard now, though, with that formation.
Oh, okay, cool. Nope.
But he
Apparently not.
doesn't choose to do that. He's going to take the 3 damage and the stagger anyway.
Yep. And the stagger, the fact that it affects spell damage is weird.
Yeah. Oh, it is a strike card. There you go.
Yep. Okay. You need to remind it that.
That's 4 damage.
Nice. And
And
is there effect?
I think that's a stagger, maybe? Let's see. What is this? It's a 7-up stagger. Yep. So this guy's not going to be able to attack next turn
Yeah,
or
because he is
guard.
a minor creature. Yep.
Yep. But, ouch. That's a stun and a stagger and a daze.
And he's at 20. How much
26 out
damage?
of 36.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, I would expect the Elementalist
Start pouring it in here.
to borrow the Stormfront Elemental's attack right here.
What happened to his mage?
I don't know. What did he do? Did he break
Did
the
something
game?
with. Yeah, he probably did. He deleted his dude.
All right. Hopefully that didn't break anything.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Add in stun.
Okay.
And he didn't have the 2 mana to spare since he was going to do a strike.
Gonna try and kill this Steam Elemental. Oh, he's gonna guard. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yep.
Now I definitely expect him to steal the attack. He's gonna put an amulet on?
Yeah, I don't
What?
think that's necessary.
I think I would have stolen the attack and shot him.
Yep.
I mean, you even had, I don't even know what glyphs he had available, but what was the first spell that he cast? It was a dispel, and then
Yep.
he used the fire glyph to do this. Okay, so he wouldn't have had the fire glyph.
Right.
But I
But now
think
he
he would have.
does.
Yeah, now he does because he cast the amulet and then he used the earth glyph to get the mana back. So now he has a fire glyph again. Maybe that's what he was doing, is just getting 2 dice for this next turn.
Yep. Maybe. 2 mana.
But I mean, 2 dice next turn or 4 dice now. You can always cast the amulet next turn or a fire stream next turn. Fire stream followed by a boulder
Yeah,
with plus
I think
damage.
that we're really close unless Billy can pull something out of his butt here.
I am dubious that we'll see much more of this game with Billy doing things.
I think the Steam Elementals are just a little too efficient. I want to say that they probably need a little tweak. I don't know what, but I think they need just something.
What if they had like 6 health or 5 health?
Maybe, yeah, something like that. Or it's nice that they don't have an upkeep, but maybe they could have an upkeep. But I like the lower health as a possibility. I think
I do
seven's just a
see.
little above the sweet spot. It should last at least a couple hits. So 6 is probably a better spot for it than 7. Because you don't want 5, because somebody can one shot it with 5 dice potentially. So I'm thinking like maybe 6.
Yeah. I wonder what the math is on the difference with how long it survives between 6 and 7.
Oh, I think we ask Victor for that, and he'll let us know.
Yep. That's fine. All right. We'll see a Witchwood Ironvine, which seems to be a little late, but
He's
it is
been busy.
armor.
Yep, he's been busy.
This is where you start popping out those bodyguards.
Hmm.
Or let's see, he could have gotten a Panzer Guard out with some.
Wanted to do a strike, it looks like.
Yeah, trying to do a strike.
You should do it. Here you go.
All right, he staggers the other elemental, gets
That's
2
pretty
damage
awesome.
through.
That's pretty awesome.
Should be a stagger. Yep. But I mean, here comes
Yep.
6 damage. Ouch. I
Ouch.
mean, I guess it's 5 damage
Only
because of the
five more to
iron
go.
vine.
The Elementalist can steal the attack and do it himself.
And he's just gonna boulder. Boulder with fire. A
Yep.
fire boulder. Wow. That was 5 blanks, but 4 double
Yep.
crits.
Nicely played. Billy was doing pretty well, but he wasn't able to withstand the damage output from the Elemental.
Yep. Yep. That was a problem.
Yeah, he did fairly good against that first Elemental. Had he come over and attacked it, I think he would have been in a slightly better spot. Because that would have been one less creature attacking him all rounds, potentially.
Yep. I mean, I don't know how much damage it would have saved, but it definitely would have um, given some breathing room to
Yep.
maybe get a heal off or um, get some more armor
Well,
on or something.
this was a very good learning experience for him. Nab's a very good player and dismantled him with expected efficiency.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious about Steam Elemental. Maybe one life differential would make the difference.
Yep.
I only see it in Elementalist books.
Right. That's fine. But even still, I think it's probably just a little too efficient. When you compare him, we use the Timberwolf as the level 2 yardstick as a solid vanilla creature, right?
Yep.
And it costs 10 mana as well. I think that a Steam Elemental versus a Timberwolf, the Steam Elemental would probably outdo the Timberwolf more than 50%. Probably
Well,
significantly more than
because of the
50%.
stagger.
Well, exactly, that too. But I'm thinking this creature needs a change. I don't think it needs to be a lot, but it needs to be because it should be most creatures should be pound for pound more or less equal, right? Legendary would get a bump, but you can only have one. An epic creature would get an even bigger bump, but in general they should be able to be kind of toe to toe, and it could kind of go either way, right? And some could have some, drawbacks where some other creature would have an efficiency, like something might be flame susceptible, and this creature has a flame attack, so it has a slight advantage. But those matchups aside, most level 2 creatures should be more or less equal, and it's okay for a standard deviation for them to be a little outside that. I think the Steam Elemental might be a little too far out. We can, see what people's thoughts are on that, and they can, perhaps submit some opinion. And of course, the Arcane Duels team wants data to go with it, and they've got enough games where they can review. They've slowly made changes to a lot of these cards. Maybe the Steam Elemental needs just one more little teeny tweak,
Yeah. So
but we
yeah,
don't. With
I
the
don't see
idea
it
that we
in
don't want it
different
unplayable.
books.
That's okay, but
I
it
don't
might
see it
be
in
a
different
little
books, but
too
I
efficient.
do see it in most elementalists.
It's highly
So
efficient.
if your elementalist is not going, for instance, for frost or something, you probably have several steam elementals in there.
Yeah.
And even if you are, you might have them because the air glyph is useful when you're in a frost game. Hmm. Well, there it is.
Because effectively, let's kind of review it for a second. So you can use this. That Steam Elemental with Pandemonium costs 6 mana. Flip to Glyph, which then effectively makes it 4 mana, right? With the Amulet of Attunement. So that's a 4 mana creature. I think it's a little too efficient. Let's say it's 5 mana because you don't always put your Pandemonium in the middle. Okay, so 5 mana. 5 mana seems a little strong.
Pandemonium seems strong.
No, Steam Elemental. Because he effectively was 4 or 5 mana, depending on where the Pandemonium is.
Sure, you can get a Tide Elemental for 8 mana, or 6 mana if you want to go that route.
No, it's less. How much does the Tide Elemental cost?
12, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but is it a level 3 or 2?
3. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Be interesting to see these two against each other. Okay, this Steam Elemental versus the Tide Element wins, right? Which kind of leads me to believe the Steam Elemental probably needs a tweak.
Let's see. Tide Elemental. It is 3. It's level 3.
Okay, so if the Steam Elemental can take on the Tide Elemental and beat it significantly more than 50% of the time, that should tell you something as well. Because now he's beating up level 3 creatures and
I think the
getting,
Tide Elemental wins that.
I think,
Yeah, Tide
not
Elemental
so sure.
has stagger also.
Oh, does it? Okay, well, that's good.
So they both have the
Yeah,
same stagger chance, and the stagger on the Tide Elemental is only going to reduce its dice to 2, but the stagger chance is still going to be there. So the Tide Elemental could easily keep Steam Elemental locked for
okay. Well, that's
50% of
good.
its hits.
How many hit points does the Tide have?
8, but it's
8? Yeah,
resilient.
resilient. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Which means then that at least it's not batting too far out of its weight class. But I think compared to other level 2s, it probably still needs a tweak.
Yeah, the Bridge Troll and the Torgo have easily beat the Steam Elemental one-on-one
Yeah,
as level 3 creatures, but they're also dual school level creatures, so they have a little boost, right?
yeah. On their cost bubble, yes.
Right.
And they have regen, which is rolled into that, which makes them very strong. They're very solid level 3
Right.
creatures. They're
Yep.
really, really good.
So I think that the mana cost of Steam Elemental is probably in the right spot as far as the creature goes. The level it's
Mm-hmm.
top of level 2, right? 10 mana
Agreed.
is top of level 2.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
same cost as the Timberwolf.
I thought Timberwolves cost 9.
Is it?
I will look it up.
You're probably right. I thought it was 10.
9. Yep, cost 9.
Okay.
But it does
One
4
more.
dice.
Yep.
It does 4 dice and it has 2 armor and 10 health. So, um,
Maybe I'm misbaking myself, but I still think the Tide Elemental win or the Steam Elemental wins that way more than 50. It's the Timberwolf.
right. But I think it's largely due to the stagger condition. If the stagger condition wasn't there, I think it would be
Even up.
tilted in favor of the Timberwolf slightly.
So there's the question: does it need a life reduction, a condition? Maybe make the stagger way higher than 7+, maybe a 10+, um, something in that range.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we can talk about it and
Yep,
people can let us know. Thanks for tuning
absolutely.
in. And these are the kind of discussions we have after we see a video.
Yep.
So keep them coming.
Yeah, and Billy did a really good job with what he had, and he got good experience against an excellent player in Nabmaster and a strong book with the Elementalist. And he really didn't do anything fancy. The Elementalist.
No,
He
that's very
spammed
standard
the board with Steam
elementalist. Yeah.
Elementals, backed them up with a Stormfront, and ride those to victory.
Yep. Pretty
Of course, the
standard
Elemental. Yeah,
elementalist.
yeah. I mean, he wasn't doing anything, sneaky or anything like that. It was just straightforward, bam, 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 bam. Run your plan and put your opponent through the grinder. And you notice the efficiency that with which he transitioned to, okay, I'm not going to mess with these creatures anymore. I'm just going to go after the mage. And that kind of aggression would be something that Billy just not quite used to figuring out how to pivot and go, okay, how can I help do or protect myself from all these threats? And he did a pretty decent job, but Nab was just better at the destruction there. So,
Yeah, Netmaster has a keen eye for when is the right time to
yep,
dispel or dissolve or re-enchant somebody. It's
right.
definitely one of those veteran skills that
Mm-hmm.
sets people apart.
Yep, and he's quite experienced. And to be fair to Billy, he's relatively new, but getting very competent very quickly. And
Now
things
he's
like
going to
this
try
will
and
help
win a
him advance.
tournament sometime in December, right?
He's going to try, yeah, and he's looking forward to it. As we're going to have the Mage Wars weekend, 12/9 through 12/11. Hopefully, folks can make it, and there will be cake.
There's always cake.
I know it's
The
become a
cake
thing.
is never a lie.
It is not a lie. And we're going to have an event there, and I know that Daniel and J Buzz have said they're coming, and I'm not sure about Farkas and his crew or some of the Arcane Duels folks. We're waiting to see if any of them can make it down and participants.
Yep, and in January there's going to be Winter War, I think.
And I think it's the end of January, beginning of February.
Yep. So stuff coming, stuff happening. We have gotten all the art in for the set, and we are doing these little tweaks, and hopefully we don't have much longer. I know we say that every time, but man, we're getting really close this time.
I think so, and I think the set's really close to done. I think there's a few things that need morphing and tweaking still before they go. Carve it in stone. We're done.
All right, thanks for joining us for Tuesdays with Puddnhead and Zot.
Hey, thanks.